Hello, welcome back to another episode of D54. I'm back with my favorite guest, Kathy. How you going, Kathy?
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
Back to, I don't know how many Mohanlal videos we have done. I feel like he's...
A lot, I think. He's a fave. I mean, we do him all the time.
Correct. We've done a lot of his older stuff.
Yes.
But as of late, because he's starting to get back into it.
Yeah, he's back in it.
He's coming back with the newer stuff now too. So
it's kind of cool though to see the old songs, and now now his new movies are coming out, so it's kind of cool to have that backlog in my head, knowing what he's done and bringing it to this. So I'm very interested in seeing how that even has evolved.
Yeah, it's good timing, I guess, because we've done I think 4 or 5 or even more sort of those like songs from like the 80s and 90s. And we got a good feel for him for when he was in his heyday, I guess. And it's cool to get to see him now. Like doing what he is now, which is
still doing it.
So this is the second song. It's a lyrical song from the upcoming movie that's coming out pretty soon, Malaikottai Vaaliban, and I believe it's coming out in January. So it's another one. January is going to have a few movies. I feel like
oh my god,
come out
piling it on.
25th of January. So
all right,
end of the month. Don't know. Again, this movie's been really. They still haven't given out too much details about the movie. I think it's a very Lijo, Joe's Pellissery style of things. He doesn't reveal too much. But I will say, like, this is more promotion than I think he's done. Because I don't remember much promotions for his last movie, Nanpakol, which we've both loved. I barely saw any promotions for that. So
that's true.
I don't know. He's pushing this one a lot more. Like, there's 2 songs plus a teaser already. I'm sure there'll be a trailer. So that's like 4 promotions for a Malayalam movie. That's
a lot for Malayalam. So they've had like a kind of month flight of promotions. Like that's kind of a lot for Malayalam because they're usually like just weeks ahead of time. So it's like that's a lot.
I mean, sometimes we react to stuff that's literally like the trailer is like now and like it's out in like 10 days. It happened for his last movie.
Sometimes I don't even get the trailer reaction out before the movie comes out. Then everybody's like, "Why are you reviewing this?" I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah. It happened with his last one, the lawyer one, Niru. Like we reacted to the trailer, Nire, and it was like basically like it was like it's coming out in like 10 days. It's like what? Like,
I know. Then it feels like it's kind of past tense, but correct. Stuff out. But we're ahead of this one, so
yeah. So I'll just read a little bit before we get into it, just to give us some context of what's there. Then we'll sort of react and see if that made sense or if we saw the same thing. But so, Lijo, Joseph Pellissery, and Mohanlal have joined hands for the much anticipated film of 2023, Malaikottai Vaaliban, a new song from the movie Raakk. Hints at the film could be a magical fantasy. So there we go. We've seen elements of that with I think they had the illusion thing last time. He was a magician.
Yeah, he was kind of doing a lot of scarves.
Yes, correct. Where the lead character, played by Mohanlal, is onto something. Raakk gives a glimpse into what looks like a party with many who seem to be dancing in a frenzy induced by Sanam Panam. Party song. I didn't expect that.
Ooh, he's at a rave. All right.
It looks that way. And one striking note about this is Mohanlal sung the song. He's singing this.
Oh wow! Have we ever seen that?
I mean, maybe he's done like background singing. Yeah, maybe he's
usually he's lip syncing somebody else, right?
Normally it's other singers, so that's a bit different in this. But he's the main. He's the lead singer in this, so it's something different.
Right. But, okay. Now I want to see.
Without further ado, let's get into it.
Here we go.
Post lyrical video. Yeah.
It's creepy.
Pretty simple lyrics so far.
Same lyric over and over.
That's very tribal feeling.
Yeah.
being worshipped or if it's
That's what it looks like.
right?
Kind of religious. I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful shot. Of course. Oh, there we go.
What?
I didn't expect that. That's
That was fun.
I mean, the first thing that comes to me, I'm not sure if it came to you. It gave me serious like Matrix Reloaded. Remember that like rave scene when they're in Zion like for the first time, and they're just having like a rave, but it's really
That's
like
right.
it's really
And it was
tribal.
like- Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely it was like
Did feel
what
very
the
tribal.
in that movie. But
I mean, is it back? I can't tell what the time frame is. I can't tell if it's modern time frame and they're just doing a primitive sort of Burning Man thing, or is it actually back in the kind of tribal time and they're doing a chant, doing rituals. That's sort of has a ritual feel to it.
It definitely does. It really does. It is a period action film.
Okay, it is period
according to Wikipedia. So it is a period piece, and I think that's what it looks like with all the costume design, even in the previous ones. But then it said it's a fantasy as well. So I thought maybe is this somewhere else?
Lost in time and space,
really,
like Game of Thrones. Who knows where that was?
Yeah, really, really cryptic. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, they're being very
what
strange.
to make out of it. But I mean, it looked pretty cool. I haven't seen a video like that. Like, I mean, Lijo always instills some kind of like religious elements into his songs. Like, not into his songs, sorry, into his movies. Like, there's always some religious overtones. But from what I've seen, I guess mostly it's like to do with Christianity. I think that's sort of where he's gone for. Except for Nanpakul, he had kind of both, like the Hinduism and Christianity. This one looked like it was more like Hindu ritual because like they had like the colors which was like holy. And even like the whole costume design with all the sort of marks on the head and the
that's true, the paint.
Yeah, it looks more like a I don't know if it's some kind of if it's referencing something from one of the scriptures because he puts in all these kind of subtext in his movies a lot of the time, which you have to dissect sometimes. But what do you think about it as like an overall song? Did you enjoy that?
Well, I feel like it sounds like a song you don't have to have a really good voice to sing. You know, I mean, you're just basically chanting and then laughing and having a good time. So it felt very real and grounded. It felt like a scene from the movie. It didn't have that polished musical sense that you have a lot of times in these movies where the people come in and they're lip syncing. It's all produced. It sounded like it was in the movie. It sounded like music was actually happening in the movie, like the clapping and the kind of drumming and the finger snapping. And, I liked that aspect of it, the kind of percussion based, song. And I just, what does Raakk mean? Raakk, they were saying Raakk.
Rock.
Do we know what that means?
It's spelled rock, but
they said it a lot. So Raakk.
Let's do a quick English translation.
Quick English. I know. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I am intrigued by the pairing of, Lijo, as I say, is Lijo.
Yeah, Lijo. Yeah.
And Mohanlal. I like that idea because he always brings something a little special to it. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
No, it's
and I like
true,
that Mohanlal is kind of doing something maybe a little more experimental and interesting.
That's very true.
Football on this. He looks like he's doing something new. So I like that.
That's actually a great point. No, he is doing something very different in this. I mean, I haven't seen him in this kind of look before personally, and we've seen a lot of him, so I guess we have somewhat of a measure, like through our songs and things like that. I've seen him play more grounded characters, I would say. Like he's normally playing like somebody really relatable, and this might be the case as well. But I think the fantasy element to this really is really striking. Like it's looking like it's like I guess like tribalistic fantasy. Like it's not like I referenced the Matrix before. That's a different kind of fantasy, but like this more feels like I'm still trying to figure out what this movie is about, to be honest.
Well, they're keeping also the environment has become very spare. Like this looked like just kind of a nondescript, like either was at night in the desert, I can't tell, or in a cave. And then the other song was him out kind of in the desert. The only thing I know, there was another song from it, I believe, that had more of like tribal people in a forest, like a little bit of a forest. So they're definitely out in the wilderness, but they've been keeping it there's not been any architecture. We don't really know what buildings really look like, if there are any. So it could be really primitive. I mean, we've seen nothing. So I don't know.
That's a great point.
It's like you'd be a detective to figure this stuff out.
That's a great point. We haven't seen any buildings in all the promotional stuff. They had a glimpse. There was nothing there. We had the teaser, which was just him with the scarf.
A scarf in the desert.
Two songs, and we've just seen nature. That's all. We've just seen like the first one was like, as you said, in the forest, and we saw some trees and some water. This one was like, nothing. It was just like sand.
It was real dark around them, so you couldn't really tell where they were. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I've definitely we spent a lot of time dissecting what.
I know, what does it all mean? I don't know.
Yeah, which is great. I think, which is actually because other ones they seem like they're more. Yeah, I think other ones because we react to a lot of stuff. A lot of times we're like, hey, this could mean this, and this, and it's quite like the director's telling us what it means. And this one, it's like we don't know. It's like, hey, here's a song.
It is consistent.
Yeah,
there's definitely a consistent message throughout all of them, and they haven't like gone off like some other movies. They have their big action trailer, and then they have their kind of love story trailer. That this has been kind of. Here, we're giving you the vibe, and you're going to get the vibe every time. And they're doing a very consistent job of marketing this.
Yeah, so I've got some posters. Let's take a look at them. There's been some new posters, and I got the poster expert, Kathy, on. So
that's right. Expert. I am here to criticize.
Definitely. And it might give us some idea as to how we're doing things. But we've got this one here.
Oh, he looks good. Look at those muscles.
Looks like
they did some work on that.
Definitely.
Yeah, they definitely carved him out there a little bit. I see that happening.
So we have some architecture.
There is some architecture. You're right.
Yeah,
kind of a desert kind of village looking thing.
Yeah, it's like forts, like mud huts, something like that. Yeah. So this is giving me like feelings of like it's going to be real tribal, like maybe like before industrialization and things like that. Yeah. So we have some idea.
And the logo alone, the logo alone has some architecture, and then we have like a cow skull on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And some guys in the background.
Like treasure chest or something? What is that in the background there?
Yeah, or is it a tipped over column? It almost looks like.
Yes.
Or is it? Hard to tell.
But yeah, it looks like, is it a wrestling pose? I've got that. We've got wrestling vibes to this movie.
Yeah, that's where he is looking pretty good.
Because he's looking pretty built up, and he's got like a costume on.
He does look really
up.
Yeah, thank you, Photoshop.
This movie can go anywhere. It looks like they're just throwing a lot of stuff.
Seriously, going anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he has the red pants on, but no scarf in this.
Exactly right. No scarf in this one. Yeah. So he's taken that off in the costume.
Interesting.
And then we have a second one, which is more of a, I guess, it's a show. It's got more characters, which is cool. First time we're seeing, they've really done some Photoshop work. Look at the arms in comparison to the last one. It's.
I wonder why they did the. I see there's two posters here. One has a guy in the middle bigger. I wonder. That looks like it's really the only difference, though. It's interesting they have the. They must have tried it. It's kind of like they sent it to his publicist, and he went, "He's way too small," and so they just made it bigger. Yeah, it's like, okay, here. Now, do you approve this poster?
No.
Whatever you are.
Sounds like real life experience there.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all, am I? But I love the sky. I love that little hint of blue and turquoise they brought in. That's a nice touch because we've only seen pretty much desert warm colors.
Correct. That's nice. Right. But I think there's definitely some wrestling vibe to it because if you see like the man that's holding the thing over his shoulder, I think that's a traditional. I don't know what they call it, but they use it for like in. Like Indian wrestling, like I think they call it the
That's right.
Palwan. the Palawan culture or something. Like they use that to like go over their head. Like it's like a workout. It's like a dumbbell kind of thing, which they do.
So maybe he is a wrestler. Is this about wrestling? Really?
I think there might be some part of wrestling.
No way.
Yeah, looks like there's some wrestling, which would make sense.
And there was one woman in there somewhere. There's one woman in that montage.
Because it is tribalistic in that. So, wrestling is like down to the core. Like
that's pretty much the purest form of sport, isn't it?
Pretty much. Like it's
man
Olympic.
Against man. Who's stronger? Done.
It's one of those Olympic sports that's just you just use your physical strength. So, But this movie is going to keep us guessing till the very end, I'm guessing.
I think the wrestler theory is a good one. Even though it says fantasy, so there may be a little bit of fantasy and wrestling. We can have it all in the movie.
Correct. I started off thinking he was a giant, so who knows?
A giant, and that was his name as a wrestler. Correct. A giant.
Yeah. So maybe that's been disproved now because I think that was just fan theories that I believed in too much. But who knows? To be honest, they might be right.
I don't think so because he looked pretty normal size in this video.
That's true. He did. But
it's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
I don't know. Could be a bunch of giants. He did look kind of big in that poster.
He did. But this was a lot of fun dissecting this.
Yes,
I'll definitely say we've had a lot of fun trying to figure this stuff out. So thanks so much for joining me, Kathy, and trying to figure this out. But we're really looking forward to this. I hope it's going to have a theatrical. I think it's having a theatrical release here in Melbourne somewhere. I hope they're going to push it to LA. I really do.
They probably won't. I want to get my hopes. Malayalam films rarely make it to the good theaters. They're usually like way far out of town, and I don't know why. But I'm very intrigued. But if anyone has theories about this movie or knows some inside information, please post a comment.
We'd love to know. Guys. Leave comments and let us know what Raakk means. And is it a Malayalam word or is it Tamil? Because they had the last.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think one of the songs was in like Tamil or something like that. There was some Tamil language.
That's true.
In one of the other songs. So yeah, I guess is it in Malayalam? Because he likes to. Like Lijo mixes Tamil and Malayalam, like especially in the last movie, he mixed them both. So it's kind of a fusion. Could be a Tamil word, we don't know. But
interesting. Always keeping us guessing, that guy.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
So.